table for two, please.
Hello mga KaTable! For this second episode of our KaTable series, we will be featuring the power duo of
Banana Q Podcast.
Hello mga
KaTable.
This is going to be our first digital episode of our KaTable series because they're based overseas. Rey is an OFW in Japan while Dee is an OFW in Hong Kong.
Relate ka naman.
Oo, nakaka-relate talaga siya kasi OFWs nga sila, diba? So, yung mga topics na sinashare nila, you'll really be familiar with it. And like they said, yung Banana Q podcast is a Filipino-flavoured podcast. So they always talk about, the Filipino culture. So you can pick up a thing or two. Ano ba?
Ay, Banana Q kasi.
You can pick up a thing or two about yun nga yung mga topics that relates to Filipinos. So kung hindi kayo Filipino and you just want to learn about the culture of the Philippines or Filipinos, you may listen to them. So basically, we met Banana Q Podcast through Instagram kasi we were both following the same hashtag, which is OFW. So I got curious and then I started listening to them. Tapos sobrang nakaka-relate sila. What hooked me is they were actually OFWs then here in Singapore before. So, this is the video where we actually asked them kung ano yung mga namimiss nila dito sa Singapore. Specifically food, diba? Tsaka yung mga
Siyempre, food.
Tsaka yung mga hindi nila nagawa before na nare-regret.
Ay, sorry guys. Kasama pala natin si Rey ngayon. Hi guys! Ay, kamukha ko lang pala si Rey. Ito si Rey ha. Ito ang mukha ni Rey ha. Kamukha ko lang talaga. So, bago ang lahat, kilalanin muna natin si Dee at saka si Rey.
So, I was in Singapore for 11 years actually. So, I moved there in 2008 and then left in 2020. So, what happened was most of the time I worked in finance. So, that was my industry. Meron ako mga odd, mga not really finance related, but most of the time I was in finance, yes.
I'm an accountant by profession. So lahat ng mga trabaho ko before is revolving around finance. So I started off with a company that specialized in alternative investment funds. Workmate ko si Dee dati, pero I eventually moved on to another company that specialized in private equity and real estate funds. Now, grand and flowery siya masyado pakinggan, pero it's really just sitting down, staring at an Excel spreadsheet. Very boring job.
Just a brief background then of how Rey and I know each other. So, naging office mates kami, and then, naging friends and housemates pala.
Mahilig kami mag-travel. Mostly pinupuntahan namin Hong Kong at saka Thailand. Pero favorite namin yung
Japan.
So bakit nga sila nakarating dun?
Bakit nila pinili
okay.
yung next destination as Japan and Hong Kong?
So first of all, malaki yung utang na loob namin to Singapore because me and my wife, we've, kick-started our career in Singapore. So it was a very good opportunity. Pero after 6 years of living and working in Singapore, hindi namin makuha yung permanent residence na status. Kaya parang hindi kami secure on our future. We are always tied up to the existing company, the company that we are employed. Getting rejected is fine, pero yung PR application kasi ng Singapore is they don't tell you why you got rejected. So I always ask myself, is it because of how I look? Is it my photo? Do I need to change?
Hindi tayo pwede.
Well,
Ayoko na.
so siguro if you apply and you pass, then at least makonclude ko na it wasn't because of how I look. Then please prove me wrong. So, yun, because of the uncertainty, we decided to look for other opportunities outside of Singapore, specifically countries na may point-based yung immigration system. So, we looked at Australia, Canada, pero yung unang dumating na opportunity is Japan.
Most Filipinos, when they move to Singapore, I find na a lot of them don't really expect to be in Singapore for very long. Like, I mean, ako personally, I didn't even expect I would, reach a decade in Singapore. Parang I noticed na it's usually just a transit country. like yung friends ko, for example, that's my basis, right? Like usually, they move to Singapore para lang mag-ipon, tapos babalik sila sa Pilipinas. Or yung iba naman, nagmo-move sila to a more permanent country, usually Australia and Canada. May friend ako sa Canada, and then, sabi niya, ibigay ko daw yung CV ko sa kanya, kasi baka may opening daw sa office nila in Canada. And then, ang funny thing is, walang opening sa Canada office nila, pero meron sa Hong Kong. Biglang tumawag yung HR Hong Kong. So I said, hindi naman ito yung na-applyan ko. Ang weird. But parang compelling naman kasi yung role. Para siyang step up kasi. Ay, hindi parang, step up talaga siya. So, sayang din naman yung opportunity. So, it was also a difficult decision for me. But ultimately, that's the reason why I decided to move to Hong Kong because of that job opportunity.
At syempre, hindi namin papalagpasin ang food topic. So, we asked them kung ano yung mga nami-miss nilang dishes dito sa Singapore.
So, syempre, ano pa bang gagawin namin? Kumain.
I-try yung mga dishes na yun.
Okay, ang na-miss ko, as I mentioned, is yung hawker food. So, I think yun yung feeling ko you should try. I don't know if you've tried, pero may sikat kasi na hawker sa mga locals. East Coast Lagoon. Favorite ko rin yung sambal stingray. At saka yung fried rice, which is in the same, I think it's in the same stall as the stingray.
Ano? Sarap?
Standard na stingray na lasa. Manghang na matamis. Yung sambal nila. Tapos yung chinchalo. Harap din. Okay naman. Hindi overwhelming na sarap. Pero pwede na.
Yeah. Because actually madaming stalls dito sa East Coast Lagoon who sells like stingray. We didn't particularly know which stall Dee got it from. But this is pretty good. Is it pretty good?
Pretty tasty.
Okay.
I think the best time to go there is night kasi pag lunchtime maraming closed na stalls. Pero actually na-realize ko yung dun sa sa hawker, hindi pala yung wings yung order namin, rather yung spring chicken I think. But you can try both. Medyo crispy nga yung skin, tapos lalagyan mo ng again, calamansi.
Thanks, Dee, for recommending this stall. Unfortunately, na-sold out na sila ng whole spring chicken. We were really sad, so we just ordered the chicken wings. And it's still tasty. Their flavors are the same thing. This is still what you were talking about, and we love it. By the way, you sent me a photo of the stall that you bought this from. This is your picture, and then this is our picture. Spot the difference.
Doon sa Amoy, yung may stall doon, nakalimutan ko lang yung pangalan. May stall doon na nagbebenta ng beef for fun. Yung store niya is limited number of beef for fun servings lang yung mabebenta niya. So depending on the time, kung ubos na yung beef for fun niya, wala na. Sarado na siya. Kahit alas 12 pa lang sarado na siya. So yun talaga yung isa sa mga recommended ko na pagkain. At the same time, mura din siya.
Grabe ang laki nito. Small na tong in-order namin na to pero yung kamay ko kasing laki na nung in-order namin. Yung lasa niya, lasa ang wok hei. Pero mild lang yung wok hei na lasa. Tumatamis siya na konting slight lang na tamis. Tapos yung pepper niya, hindi siya yung parang umorder ka ng pepper crab na sobrang daming pepper. Hindi naman ganun. Parang for show lang yung pepper niya pero nandun malalasan mo siya ng konti lang. Pero mostly yung dish na to matamis. Kaya maraming nakaka-relate at saka maraming nasasarapan. Kasi matamis siya. Tsaka yung mga beef niya, tender, loving, juicy care.
Then, dun sa episode nyo din, na-mention nyo gula melaka, talagang bumuka yung mata ko kasi it's one of the ingredients na na-miss ko. Like, gula melaka tea, gula melaka coffee, lahat ng yun gustong-gusto ko. Tapos, yung dessert din na totokwe. Ang number one dish ko talaga na paborito sa Singapore is fried Hokkien mee. No questions asked. Yun talaga yung una kong ino-order pag bumibisita ko ng Singapore. Isa sa nagustuhan ko is yung sa Vivo City, my Food Republic. Pero ang hindi ko trip doon is yung prawn. Hindi pa siya nakabalat. Tapos, aside sa fried Hokkien mee, may avocado milkshake din sa labas lang ng Bidok MRT. Ang pangalan ay Johooz. Johooz. paborito namin yun na avocado milkshake. Sa tapat lang siya ng may malaking Giants na grocery, may food court doon na malaki.
Na-stress ako nung sinabi nilang ito yung mga kakainin nila. Sobrang dami, kaya...
Hindi ko na-expect ang dami pala nun.
Tsaka yung mga ginagawa nila, marami raw silang hindi nagawa. Tama ba yun?
Hindi, isa lang nga eh.
Isa lang ba hindi na nagawa?
Wala.
Yun pa yung supply.
Oo, yun nga. Kaya nga, ito yung gusto nilang gawin sana na hindi nila nagawa dati.
I wish na napuntahan ko yung Lazarus Island, I think. Para siyang Virgin Island somewhere on the outskirts of Singapore. Siguro yun. Kasi sa tagal ko sa Singapore and sa liit ng Singapore, I think I already tried most of the things na kailangang itry.
May maliit na isla sa saan ba yun? Southside. Yung Pulau Ubin. Pwedeng mag-day trip doon na cycling, ganyan. Nagawa namin yung day trip, pero I've always wanted to do camping. Kasi Singapore, di ba, very urban. Limited lang yung opportunities to, get really close to nature. Yung Pulau Ubin is one of the places that I've really wanted to do overnight camping in. Pero walang opportunity.
Nag-camping kami, kaso ako lang yung nag-enjoy eh. Tsaka,
Ano ba?
yung request nila, di ba, overnight. Kaso, hindi natin nagawa eh. Ako lang yung nag-swimming dun eh. And, KaTable May, maraming salamat sa provide mong.
Thank
And
you.
KaTable KK.
Pero may explanation naman kami doon. Kasi si Kevin, once a week lang yung off days niya. So, meaning hindi talaga pwede mag-overnight, diba? And the day that we planned the Lazarus Island trip, it was my red days. But we made sure we made the most out of our stay there naman, diba? Like, kunyari, ikaw, sobrang nag-swimming ka.
Wow, of course.
Kahit mag-isa.
Ay, wala akong pakialam sa inyo.
Tapos, kami ni Yel, kain ng kain, tapos na natulog sa tent. So, parang nag-camping na lang din kami. Tapos, what's good about it is it was actually also our first time in Lazarus Island, diba? So, it was a very good excuse na makapunta tayo doon. So, buti na lang sinuggest nila. Kasi we would never actually plan a trip there. Kasi, like me, I'm not an outdoorsy person. And then, ikaw, I don't know.
Outdoor. Magbabike sana kami doon, kaso nga lang, sarado yung bike shop, diba?
Yes, I think dahil pandemic.
Kaya may sinama na lang kaming ibang tao para siya yung paglaruan ko. Si first KaTable namin, Cousin Mariel.
Yes, sinama namin siya para magka-quality time kami because...
It is her last few days dito sa Singapore.
Yes.
Lilipat na siya sa Italy. I trust and love you.
So finally, diba, yung topic namin last time was LDR. So, mangyayari na rin. Mamimit niya ulit si Luigi. Unfortunately, madami din kaming hindi na-try. Like, kunyari, yung namimiss ni Dina, FOC drink. Yung free days mo, Mondays lang. Close sila ng Mondays.
Lahat cleanan namin every Monday.
Yeah. Nag-give ako every Monday. Tapos biglang close pala siya ng Monday.
Yung gula melaka na dessert na gusto ni Ray, di na namin natikman masyado. Kasi, yun nga, busog-busog na minsan.
Pero that just means na madami pa din kami kailangan i-try. And thank you for all your suggestions. We will definitely try them soon. Of course, they also shared with us why you should also listen to their podcast too.
Podcasting is very different from YouTube. There's a certain niche segment na kinikater ng podcasting. So if ever you're stuck doing something mundane, say, naghuhugas ka ng pinggan, or naglilinis ka ng bahay, and you wouldn't have otherwise the ability to watch YouTube videos, but still, if you want to maximize your time, na you want to learn something, you want to listen to something, then maybe podcasts is a good medium for you to enjoy.
Like for example, you're doing some brainless activity. So yun yung moments na I listen to podcasts. So I guess you could do the same thing for Banana Q. Whatever it is, binapaliguan mo yung aso nyo or something.
Parang naalala ko yung nanay ko dati, naglalaba siya. Tapos nakikinig siya ng radyo. Yung parang ganun na image na if you're doing something na kailangan yung mata mo, like say you are washing dishes, please, watch carefully ano yung ginagawa. Otherwise, baka masugatan kayo. Then that would be a perfect opportunity to listen to podcasts. And if you're even remotely interested in listening to OFWs, overseas Filipino workers, talk about their experience, how they survive in a country very far away from home, then please consider listening to Banana Q podcast.
Again, we want to thank Rey and Dee for taking time to collab with us. And then don't forget to check them out, Banana Q Podcast. You can listen to them via Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, whichever works for you best.
Siyempre, nag-guest din kami doon, kaya wag nyong palalampasin. Napakinggan sila. Sasabihin ko sana panoorin eh. Pakinggan nyo sila, ha?
Yeah, listen to them. Siguro, habang nagugas din kayo ng pinggan or when you're cooking.
Nag-gardening,
kahit
mga
ano.
tito-tita. Kaya inaalagaan nyo yung mga bata.
O kaya yung patulog na kayo, syempre.
Ayun.
Diba?
So, ibig yung sabihin, pampatulog si Rey.
Hindi! Hindi nyo kailangan ng blue light while you're trying to sleep, diba? Pero yun, entertaining sila. So,
Habang natutulog kayo, natatawa kayo.
ano ba? So guys, don't forget to listen to Banana Q Podcast, especially yung latest episode nila. The link will be in the description box below.
So, thank you for watching!
And don't forget to like and subscribe
And hit that notification bell button.
so you get notified whenever we upload a new video.
Bye, mga ka-table!